Yo, 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 what is up, everybody, and welcome to the first ever edition of Wojos World, an in-depth look into my mind and my favorite players to show you guys exactly what I'm thinking about my favorite teams. So today, first, we're going to start off with the NFL, and obviously, as you can tell, the Philadelphia Eagles. This has been my team since I can remember, since I've watched football my entire life. I have been an Eagles fan. And this year, obviously, I am extra, extra excited because we're 6-0, baby. Come on. Best team in the league, only undefeated team in the league. Jeez, this team is making me so proud every week. I have so many jerseys. I am excited every single week to watch football because my team is doing so damn good. So today we're going to start off with 6 categories on what we're going to be talking about my Philadelphia Eagles. First category is our off-season additions and what they have done so far in these first 6 weeks. How the rookies have played, which, not a lot of our rookies have played this year. So I'll give you a little breakdown on each one and each snap count and everything like that. 3, who should we trade for? With a roster like ours that is pretty solid all the way through, that honestly, there is no holes in our roster, but who do you guys think we should pick up? I have a couple people that I'm thinking we should definitely get. We also have the rest of our schedule and our predictions, what we can fix, because even though we are 6-0, there is still things that we need to fix on this team, and I'll tell you all about that. And last but not least, the next draft. Who are we thinking about drafting next year? Oh, I got a couple of ones up my sleeve, but I think you guys are going to like it a lot. So first, we're going to jump right into our offseason additions. Of course, you guys may know we got Kyron White, James Bradberry. Thank you, Giants. We absolutely love Bradberry. We got the boy A.J. Brown, C.J. Gardner Johnson, Hassan Reddick, and this might be a weird offseason addition, but I am going to go ahead and add this one. The Saints' first-round draft pick. Damn, thank the Lord New Orleans gave us their first-round draft pick. And I'm going to be sipping this coffee, because I'm a little tired today. So I'm going to be sipping this coffee, of course, out of the Eagles mug. So if I'm sipping on something, that's what I'm sipping on. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. First things first, our first man's first, Kyron White. Kyron White, first off, we haven't had a good Eagles linebacker in a very long time. It has been so long. Last year we had Alex Singleton or Singleton or Singletary. Don't care anymore because that boy was horrible in coverage. Now we got that boy Kyron White. Not only is he second in tackles with 37 tackles, he also has 4 pass breakups. And as you saw from the last game, he was taken on CD Lamb. He was taken on CD Lamb. Like, come on, man. That has got to be one of the best things. Unfortunate part is that next year we're going to have to give him a big contract. Next year is going to be really hard for us in the offseason. We have a lot of people we have to sign back or that we want to sign back that we might not be able to. That moves on to my next guy here, James Bradberry. Oh, my Lord. It was a blessing in disguise. When he came, I knew it was going to be a problem. He is he's a corner that takes on wide receiver ones, and now on our team with Slay on the other side, he doesn't have to take on the ones anymore. He has to take on the 2s and the 3s, and so that man is doing his thing. 2 interceptions, 9 pass breakups, and 1 pick 6 tutty. Man, that boy has been going absolutely crazy. But like I was stating before, it's going to be a little bit of a problem because he's going to want some big money next year. Being one of the top corners, him and Slay are actually the number 1 and number 2 corners in coverage right now. From Next Gen Stats, they said those 2 are the guys. This might be the greatest Eagles duo, cornerback duo of all time. Thank God it is happening now with our team going insane right now. Our defense is insane. Everyone is just doing so good, and I am so thankful that Bradberry is on our team. He is just going to keep it up, and I am absolutely loving it. Of course, we can't talk about new additions with the main man, and I have his jersey right here. Let me grab it for you. A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is an absolute stud. 500 yards, 2 tutties, 15.2 yards per catch, and 83.8 yards per game. We have not had a wide receiver that is a stud like this guy since Jeremy Maclin. It has been years. And I know we have Devontae Smith. I completely agree. But we can all agree that the boy AJ Brown is better. Like, come on, he's better. He's just bigger. He can catch the ball. His hands are super strong. He can run over any of these linebackers, corners. He can take those safety hits if they're coming downfield trying to wreck him in the middle. Yeah, they're bouncing off of him. That's what's actually going to happen. That boy AJ Brown, when I saw that we traded and got him, I started to scream. I started to scream. AJ fucking Brown. He has been so good. And in 6 games, 500 yards. You know, at the beginning of this year, I predicted that for the first time ever in Eagles history, we're going to have a dual wide receivers that have 1,000 yards. That's never been done in Eagles history. And it looks like it's about to happen. That boy, Devontae Smith has, high 300s. And like I said earlier, AJ Brown has 500. So, and that's only in the first 6 games. I seriously think we got this, and we're definitely going to do it. Moving on to our next edition, we have CJ Gardner Johnson. Shout out to that boy. As you guys may know, like the Cowboys' last game, it was a little bit of a struggle. CJ Gardner Johnson got that pick right at the in the second quarter there. And then he got hurt in the third quarter, and he looked like in super pain. It seems like he dislocated his wrist, and it seemed like he was going to be out for the rest of the game. But no, that man got that dog in him. The dog. So what does he do? He comes straight back into the game. Fourth quarter, when I thought he was going to be out the rest of the game. And what does he do? Gets another pick. Holy shit, boys. Holy shit, boys. That is how we do it. That is how we run it. That's the person we need on our team. Thank you, Saints, for basically giving to us for nothing. 6th and 7th round picks. That's literally nothing for us. And look at him being a game changer already. 3 interceptions, 4 pass breakups. He is just doing amazing. He's running downfield, hitting people super hard, I think he has like 2 tackles for losses. He is doing his damn thing. And last but not least on our off-season additions here, Hassan Reddick. I personally have been thinking so highly of this man. So highly of this man. When we first got him, we got him, fairly cheap if we're going to be real, for the way he is back-to-back years with double-digit sacks. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe we got him for this cheap. And then already he is proving, the first game he didn't do too good. I saw people on Twitter, all these haters, you gotta love the haters, baby. All these haters saying maybe he wasn't worth it. Uh, uh, you know, a BG is going to be better than him this year. He quickly shut up the haters the next 5 games, because now he has 4.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, which I said at the beginning of the year he's going to be the most. He's going to do the most forced fumbles, or force the most forced fumbles. And he's already doing his thing. He's even going back into coverage a little bit, which I'm scared about. He's not a coverage guy. He says he can be a coverage guy, but come on, man. We don't need you to do coverage. We need you to apply that pressure. And he's been applying that pressure. One game he had 9 pressures in one game, 2 sacks. That man is doing his damn thing. I'm so happy. Honestly, the most happiest person I'm proud of, Howie Roseman, or I like to call him Wowie Woseman. That boy is doing straight W's. Come on, man. Come on. Howie is doing his thing. If they had a thing for GM of the year, he is number 1 GM of the damn year, of the damn century. Howie is doing his thing. He has put together an Eagles team that 2 years ago only had 4 wins, and then all of a sudden we sweep the house. the next year, make the playoffs, and now we are set to go to the Super Bowl. Yes, that's right. I said it. The Super Bowl. We have to make it to this Super Bowl. There is no teams that are ready. And you know what? I'll get into that later once we get into the schedule. But those are our off-season additions and how they are playing so far. And you know what's crazy? Every off-season addition that we've had is playing great. So that's why it's like this. That's how you do it, guys. That's how you do it. If your team sucks, go out, get some good damn players. Trade away the crappy ones, sweep your house, get them all cleared out and get some new damn players. And that's exactly what we did. And I am so happy and I'm so excited about this team. And thank God for Wally Roseman to get us these off-season additions. But moving on to our rookies. First off, let me name out our rookies. We have Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, Cam Jurgens, Kyron Johnson, and I know I'm about to butcher this guy's last name, but Grant Calcaterra. I want to say Calcaterra. I hope I didn't butcher that, and I'm sorry if I did. Oops, sorry. But what I was gonna say is I'm just gonna get into the snap counts because I had to look that up before because obviously we haven't seen much of these people. Jordan Davis has 34%, so he is pretty much the only rookie right now that is actually playing. Nakobe Dean has 0.7% snap count of all snaps. He is in 0.7 of the time. Cam Jurgens, 0.6. Well, first off, let's backtrack real quick. Nakobe Dean, what's the reason? Kazir White. Kazir White is going absolutely crazy. Why would you take someone out that's going absolutely crazy? Nakobe Dean's a rookie. I understand that he is amazing and he did super good in Alabama. But let Kazir White get his time. What if we don't sign Kazir White next year? You never know. Kazir White needs a big contract. Bradberry needs a big contract. Jalen Hurts is doing so good. He needs a big contract. We got a lot of contracts we got to sign. Yes, we do have a lot of money, but man, we're going to have to figure out who we have to drop. Some of these people we're going to have to drop. And sadly, I don't want anyone to be dropped. I want to bring this team back again because I feel like if we don't win the Super Bowl this year with this team, we're definitely going to win it next year with this team. But anyway, Kazir White is just proving to be him. TJ Edwards has the most tackles on the team with 56. He's absolutely going crazy. He's our tackling guy. Alex Singletary was our Singleton. I think it's Singleton. I'm sorry, I keep butchering that. But Alex Singleton was our tackling machine last year, but he gave up so many yards in the midfield. We got butchered. The tight ends were destroying us last year, and they're not doing anything with Kazir White. So that's why Nakobe Dean is unfortunately sitting the bench because Kazir White's doing so damn good. Cam Jurgens has 0.6% as well. I don't even have to say it. He's got Kelsey in front of him. The 4-time All-Pro, the monster, the main man, Jason Kelsey. I love you so much, man. I do not have a jersey of yours, which I am so sorry for because I should have had your jersey. That should have been my first jersey ever. But coming soon, I can tell you that. Definitely coming soon. But that's the reason why Cam Jurgens isn't in. Cam Jurgens played absolutely amazing in the preseason, though. Absolutely amazing in the preseason. So I'm going to wish Kelsey the best of luck in retirement next year. But I am not scared about the center position, guys. I think we got our guy. Moving on to Kyron Johnson. 0.5% snap counts. So he's, as well, not doing the hottest ever. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. Not doing the hottest ever. He's just not in. And the reason is that because PG, we have Hassan Reddick. We have, all the boys on the inside just doing their things and rotating in and out. I saw Patrick Johnson was getting a bunch of reps. We just have a bunch of guys in front of him as of right now that, in the future probably won't be there. PG said he wants to be here for, 4 more years. Let's be realistic, PG. Getting older, man. We're going to have to start cutting some people, and these new guys are going to have to come in and start doing it. And then Grant has 10% of snap counts, which is the second highest of all the rookies. And, we only have 3 tight ends. And obviously, Dallas Goedert is the main man. He's the boy. He is running things there. But we also have Jack Stoll. who is also doing pretty good. He actually has some clutch third down, catches that has moved the sticks, and actually got us some points. So he's doing really good. So that's when you put in Grant, who is our rookie tight end, and so he's doing only 10%. So there's not really much to see. So there's not really much to see from a bunch of those guys. Jordan Davis, though, he's the main guy I want to focus on right now and how he's playing. And he is just being a dog. Next year, obviously, we know Fletcher Cox, this is his last year. So we're going to have to get rid of him. This is his last year, and I'm not afraid to say it, but I think it is time. It is time. He does have 3 sacks right now, which is the second on the team. But I just feel like he's just not putting in the effort. I saw this one play, and I just couldn't believe that it was even Fletcher. There was the running back ran past him and then cut left to get into the end zone. I forgot which running back and I forgot which game, and I apologize for that. But I legit saw Fletcher Cox walking towards him, putting in zero effort to try to dive and go get him, run and try to get him. He was only 2 to 3 yards in front of him, and he's walking, not trying to get him. You know who would have made that play? Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis would have dove his 365-pound ass and grabbed him and would have done something. I've seen it on a play where he's ran to the sideline. This man has ran 15 yards to the sideline and grabbed a running back by one hand and dragged him down. So I am not scared to get rid of Fletcher Cox. I seriously think Jordan Davis is going to be our guy, and he is going to do our things. Actually, a good stat for you. Every time they run the ball with Jordan Davis not on the field, they average 4.6 yards. When they run the ball with Jordan Davis on the field, of course I'm talking about the opponents. When they run the ball with Jordan Davis on the field, 2.3 yards. What does that tell you? Jordan Davis is getting in the backfield. Jordan Davis is disrupting that O-line every time he is on the field. We need him on the field more. And next year, obviously, he's going to be that guy. I'm so excited for him. Sadly, he doesn't have a sack yet, but he has 12 tackles. He's just doing his thing with his, 34% snap count. If he had 100%, guys, I know he'd be in there. I know he'd be up there, and I know he'd have a sack right now. But yeah, so that's all of our rookies and how they're doing right now. Obviously, only one of them is actually doing something. But yeah, he's doing very, very good. And I cannot wait to see the rest of this year. And hopefully he gets a sack, man. I can't wait for him to get a sack. But moving on, who should we trade for with this stacked, solid roster? It is no secret that our roster is officially and definitely the best roster in the NFL right now. No doubt in my mind, it is the best roster in the NFL. I mean, let's say by overall roster, I'll say that. Overall roster. There's no holes. There is no holes. Every position we have is put by someone that is elite, who is doing amazing, who's doing great. Potential Pro Bowlers. I'm kidding. Maybe not potential Pro Bowlers in every position, but people who are doing really, really good and doing their jobs. Um, you know, there's only one team that's getting dismantled right now, and I can only think of two people that would be good additions to this team, and they are both from the Carolina Panthers, and you already know I'm gonna have to say it: CMC and Brian Burns. Sorry about that. CMC. Why do we need CMC when Miles Sanders is finally doing his thing? 3 touchdowns, over 300 yards. He's finally doing his thing. I do love that. I love Miles Sanders. I love Miles Sanders. He is the guy. But we are already balls deep this year. Why not get a player who can transform our offense? And when I mean transform our offense, I mean a run pass threat, a dual threat, an elite dual threat. Like, guys, if we got CMC, Hurts can do a lot of checkdowns. CMC has 266 receiving yards. I mean, with CMC, and I mean, we might have to get rid of Miles Sanders. In a second, I'm going to talk about who we would get rid of for these two players. Or obviously, we're not going to get both of them, but we will get at least one of them. And, if we don't get rid of Miles Sanders and we have Miles Sanders and CMC, we're winning the Super Bowl. There's no doubt. I mean, come on. CMC has been paper like the last 2 seasons, but this season he hasn't. He hasn't missed a game this season. He's been doing very well. And you know what? He said he's been feeling the best he has, and I believe him because look at him. He's putting it up with that terrible, terrible Panthers team. That Panthers team is just so bad. There's just nothing you can do about it. They have to dismantle that team and figure it out. And so, what do you do when you dismantle a team? You start with the trenches, right? So, I propose for either Brian Barnes, I keep saying Barnes, sorry, for Brian Burns or for CMC, we need to give him Andre Dillard. I love you, Andre Dillard, but Jack Driscoll is doing not amazing, but we're gonna have Lane Johnson and Jordan Mailata for years to come, at least 4 more years, or at least 3 more years. I know Lane Johnson's getting up there, but I know we're gonna have him for at least 3 more years. And so we could definitely go out and find someone else. I say we get rid of Andre Dillard and some draft picks. Speaking about draft picks, how many do we have? Well, we have a shit ton. Next year, we have 2 first-round picks, a second-round pick, a third-round pick, fourth-round pick, and 2 7s. We could get rid of a couple of those. We could get rid of a third or a fourth. Give him Andre Dillard a third-round pick next year. Or I know we're not getting rid of our first-round picks. Definitely not. I mean, shoot, we could even go to 2024 picks. We have 1 first-round pick, 2 second-round picks. So that's something we could do. We can give him a next year second-round pick and Andre Dillard, and maybe throw in like a this year fourth-round pick, and bam, we get CMC or Brian Burns. Uh, and then we also have 2 4th-round picks. No, 3 4th-round picks. I'm sorry. So we actually have 3 4th-round picks in the 2024 NFL draft. So we have the picks, we have the money, we have the picks, and we have Andre Dillard, who obviously when you're rebuilding a team, you got to start with that line, D line, and he's going to be a great, great tackle. I have no doubt in my mind he will eventually be a Pro Bowl tackle. There we go. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. A little connection problem there. But like I was saying, uh, you know, Andre Dillard's going to be his thing. Obviously, he doesn't have our guy Jeff, but he's learned from him for the past couple years, so he's definitely going to be great. And I think eventually he'll be a Pro Bowler. And why not keep him? We got too many people. We got too many people. We're going balls deep this year. We might as well go balls deep all the way again, baby. And might as well get CMC. So yeah, so those are the people that I want. I want CMC. I want Brian Burns. Why do I want Brian Burns? Because that man already has I'm pretty sure 4 sacks. Yes, he has 4 sacks already, 24 touchdowns. He's already been on the other side of Hassan Reddick, so they're gonna have that chemistry. They're gonna have that little mind game, like, hey, I'm about to do this, so you should do this. So even though they're on opposite sides of each other, maybe that's what they need. It's already been proven with AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts. They got the chemistry. They already know what's going on, so they figured it out. Man, I could if we had Burns on one side, and I'm sorry because obviously he's going to be taking PG's spot, and PG is doing absolutely amazing this year, and no discrediting towards PG because wow, you are doing very, very well. But man, it just would be a dream come true to see those boys together and just killing it on that D line. So yeah, so that's what I really think. If Wowie pulls another crazy move and goes all the way balls deep, who we should definitely get before the trade deadline coming up. But moving on to the rest of our schedule and my predictions. We got the third easiest schedule in the league right now, guys. We are looking so good. I'm just gonna break down the list real quick. We have the Steelers, the Texans, Washington, Colts, Packers, Titans, Giants, Bears, Cowboys, Saints, Giants. Lots of winnable games there. No doubt in my mind, we're gonna win the Texans. The Commanders are just not looking too good. They don't have Carson Wentz anymore. We're gonna apply the pressure. Texans, Washington, Bears, Saints. Those are my for sure wins. We got the Steelers next week. I don't want to say a for sure win because they beat the Bucks without their starting corners and their starting safety Mika. That's insane. The Bucks are a throwing team and they didn't even do anything. Like Tom Brady didn't even throw over 300 yards. He didn't even have more than 2 touchdowns. Like that's a little scary. And considering that TJ Watt probably is coming back next week, he's going to be applying the pressure. And thank God he's on Jordan Mailata's side, so Jordan Mailata can handle him. But yeah, I mean, and speaking about that, just thank God we have a bye week this week because Lane Johnson and like I said earlier, CJ Gardner Johnson with his wrist injury. Lane Johnson has a concussion, so thank God he has a week to recover from that and come back because man, we need him. We need him. I like Jack Driscoll, but he does not know Lane Johnson. He was giving up 3 pressures to Parsons, while Lane Johnson in the first 2 quarters gave up 0. Literally, I know Parsons was frustrated against Lane. But anyway, moving back on. So the Steelers, iffy. I hope so. I'm hoping and praying with Kenny Pickett being there and such an elite corner and secondary that we have. I do think we're going to put a lot of pressure on him with our good D line, but he's not really going to have a lot of people to throw to because our boys are going to be locking them down. So I do think we're going to win against the Steelers. I do think we're going to win against the Texans. I do think we're going to win against the Commanders. The Colts, dub for sure. And the reason why that is, we can shut down run games. Run games, we can do it. It's possible. We stuff that box and we can absolutely do it. Kazir White and TJ Edwards are great tacklers. And then, like I said earlier, you start shoving Jordan Davis in there. We got Jordan Davis, Javon Hargrave, and Fletcher Cox sitting right in the middle there. There ain't nowhere to go except for the outsides, and that's the only way they're going to be able to beat us. And we're going to shut them down, and you shut down Michael Pittman, and that's the game. So I think that's going to be a dub. The Packers, I also think that's going to be a dub. Aaron Rodgers is having trust issues with his wide receivers. We're going to be applying the pressure to him. He's not leaving the pocket. So as long as Hassan Reddick and BG are hitting the outsides, rushing that damn ball, we're going to lock them down too. Titans, I think that's another dub. So for the next, I would say 6 weeks, we're going to be 12-0. No doubt. We're going to be 12-0. And all you got to do is shut down Derrick Henry. That's it. So we can do that. Like I said, one person ago against the Colts. Let's flood that pocket, or let's flood that box, and let's get him down. There ain't nowhere to go except for on the outside. And then this is where, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but this has got to be the truth. Those Giants are 5-1, and they're winning somehow. They are winning some way, somehow. And like I'm going to talk about in the next segment here of what we can fix, they're the best second half team in the league, or at least the second or third best second half team in the league. And that's where we struggle in the second half. So I think the Giants, out of the 2 times that we win or play them, sadly, I got to say, I think they're probably going to beat us at least one of those games. They probably are. I think our rivalry games and our division games are what really is our downfall. Nick Sirianni always just pressures it so much that I feel like it puts so much pressure on our players that they start to freak out and they're like, oh, we have to win this game. We have to win this game. And then they just freak out too much and then they just don't play the game. Just play the game, man. We got this. We got this. So I think we made the Giants. We're definitely going to beat the damn Bears. The Bears suck. The Cowboys may beat us as well. They almost came back last week. Cooper Rush just completely choked. All the Cooper Rush lovers. Oh, he's 5-0. He's so good. Come on, man. 3 interceptions. 1 to Slade, 2 to CJ. We got this, man. We got this. We have lockdown corners. When Dak comes back, he may be better. He may not be better. We have no clue. we honestly have no clue what Dak's going to be like. So I guess we're going to find out, but it might be a loss there. Definitely going to beat them damn Saints because those Saints have been hurt all year. But it is at the end of the year, so we may or may not see. But of course, we are preying on the Saints' downfall this year because we do have their first round pick, and right now we are pick number damn 7 with this elite ass team with a top 10 pick. If that ends up coming through, we have this elite team with a top 10 pick. I'm gonna get into exactly who on the next draft, but damn, I have some people in mind of who we should draft next year. And last but not least, the Giants. We're gonna win at least one of those games. So at the end of the year, I'm predicting maybe 15-2, 14-3 season, boys. Um, First round bye for sure. Yes, we're not versing a lot of playoff elite teams, but that honestly that doesn't matter. As long as we're dominating, which we have been dominating, that's what proves it. We're gonna be as if we keep dominating all these teams, that proves that we can take the pressure. We took the pressure from the Cowboys when they came back in that third quarter, dominating us. We were up 20 to what, 3? Came all the way back. Yeah, that was scary. I have to admit, terrifying. But you know what we did? We stuck in there, we stopped them, we scored, and we ended the damn game. So that's what it is, and we can see that the pressure is on, but we like the pressure, baby. We love the pressure. So yeah, so 15-3, 14 and I'm sorry, 15-2 or 14-3. I seriously think that's definitely doable, especially with this super easy schedule. Moving on to what we can fix. Like I was talking about second half, our second half play is horrible. Let me give you a statistic here. In the first half, specifically in the second quarter, we have scored 112 points in the second quarter. That is the most points by any team in any quarter in the first 6 games in NFL history. 112 points in 6. That means that we averaged around 17 points in the second quarter in the first 6 games. You know what's even crazier? That 112 in just the second quarter is more points than 11 teams in the NFL, total points than 11 teams in the NFL, including the Rams, the Packers, and of course those Cowgirls. We have more points in just the second quarter than teams do in entire games in the first 6 games. Why can't that just go on to the second half? Yes, we're the fourth or fifth best scoring team in the NFL. But that's only in the first half, guys. We need to keep that going. Why is it? I think it's because we're playing conservative ball in the second half. Nick Sirianni reached out to Tony Dungy, who's 80-1 when leading by 14 points. He reached out to him and said, "How do you keep the lead?" Last week, I didn't see his advice really come to. So I hope that they keep focusing on the second half. If there's something we need to fix, it is the second half. We need to power through. Jalen Hurts needs to start screaming in people's faces, drink some damn water, and let's get this game going. Let's end this damn game. They have one of the best rushing offenses in the league. Let's keep rushing that damn ball. Let's get Jalen Hurts, keep rushing it. Miles Sanders, let's keep doing her thing. If we get CMC, oh, please, God, get CMC. Damn, we're going to be so good, man. We are going to be so good. And our biggest problem is the second half. So if we keep up, get that first half, keep doing that first half. Don't take away that first half, advantage, greatness. Keep that going. But just push it forward to the second half because that's what wins the games, the second half. And that's why I'm scared of those Giants, because the second half, those Giants have been going crazy. So please, God, Nick Sirianni, Jonathan Gannon, and Shane Stretchen. I know I butchered that. I'm so bad with Shane's last name. It's just so weird. It's spelled like not how it's supposed to be pronounced. So just got to do your thing, man. You got this. And yeah, so that's what I really think. Like the only thing that we can fix here is just that second half play. And last but not least, our last segment here before I let you guys go. Who are we going to draft next year? Like I've been saying throughout this segment or this episode here, we have an elite roster. So what's going to happen when the draft comes? Who are we going to get? Well, first things first, Bradberry's probably not going to stay next year. He is one of the most elite corners in the league. Why would he want to stay on the Eagles for cheap when he could go to another team and be, top 10 highest paid corners in the league? So first things first. I think with our 2 first-round draft picks, one of them has to be a corner. And who do I think? Eli Ricks from Bama, because you already know we're pulling all the Bama boys. That seems to be a trend recently is go for the top. And everyone thinks, oh, I'm going to go get out these secret weapons from all these lower colleges, these secret teams. Like, for example, Carson Wentz from North Dakota State or Jalen Reagor. I forgot where Jalen Rager's from, but, Wowie Roseman thinks, oh, I'm going to pull these guys out and they're going to be elites. Look what happened. Get the guys from the name freaking colleges who play with the best players in all of college. Why not get them? So I think we should keep this going, and that's what we have been doing. We have been getting the elites now from Bama and Georgia and all these top teams and Clemson. We're getting all these boys now, so why not keep that going and get Eli Ricks? He's been the elitist corner in the fucking college so far. And so let's get him. There's another guy named Cam Smith. I know he's not from a top college, but he's been playing amazing too. So let's just get the guys in the SEC that are top corners, and let's get them, man. Hopefully, we're praying on the Saints' downfall. Always praying on the Saints' downfall. We want to get rid of them, damn. We want them Saints to lose so many games so we get that top 10 pick, and we're getting us an elite corner. Damn, I wish Sauce would have played for one more damn year so we could have got him because, damn, he's playing so good. But yeah, other than that, what I think is what Howie Roseman's mindset all the time. The trenches, baby. O-line, D-line. I think for the rest of, not obviously the rest of our picks, but, some of our picks we need, like I was saying earlier, Lane Johnson is getting older. Isaac Samala, he's doing great, but he's not an elite. Landon Dickerson, he's doing amazing. That boy is a top guard in the league. Who did we get him from? Alabama. And, we're getting all these linemen every year, and they're proving themselves good. Cam Jurgens played amazing during the preseason. I know it's a preseason. I know. Don't kill me. It is just a preseason. But I seriously think that he's going to do really good. So why not keep getting guys? Because we're going to have to replace guys. Like I said, Samalo and Lane Johnson are going to be guys that eventually we're going to have to replace. I love Lane Johnson. I hate to say that, but he's getting older. And it's true. And once you get older, your play goes down. Obviously, he hasn't skipped a beat. But why not plan for the future? Why not? So I think Howie should stick with corners. And if I'm going to be real, probably just stick with the defensive side. Just, try to get I mean, it's so hard. Our roster is so stacked. That's why honestly, when I was going through this take and I was writing down all my info, I was like, it's just so hard to see. And the only way you could know is who we get rid of in the offseason and who we don't sign back. So if I'm going to be real, we're really not going to know. And of course, I'm going to have an update episode of, who we drop and who we're going to need to fill. And I think the number one is going to be corner. And I hope we get Eli Ricks. I hope we actually do. One of the top corners in the SEC. And it's another Bama boy. So we always have these Bama connections. And I think that's really who we're going to get. But yeah, man, that is Wojos World. That is an in-depth, look at my mind and what I'm thinking about of our Eagles. If you're Eagles fans out there, our Eagles. If not, my Eagles. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for joining in. I know we're at the 40-minute mark here. These episodes will probably be between 30 and 45 minutes each time. Um, everyone go follow everyone in the description. We can shout out all the boys, Wyatt, Eddie, Henry, and Doss. They could not make it here because obviously this segment's about the Eagles and this is Wojos World. I'm gonna be posting these, every week. I'm not gonna have a specific time, so don't freak out if there's not one, on one week. But I'm going to try to post these every week, just random uploads, probably on a weekend before the games. Make sure you follow us on POS Podcast on Twitter, on TikTok and Instagram. And thank you guys for joining. And hey, drop some suggestions for anything you want. If anyone wants to come in here, if you're a division rival, you want to argue about something, or if you're a fellow Eagles fan and you want to talk with me about some stuff too, let's talk, baby. Just comment in the comments below and we can get something together and we can start talking. But other than that, thank you guys for joining us on the first ever episode of Wojos World. There will be plenty more to come, and peace out.